We're here today with Neil Welsh, who is the Chief of Cybercrime and Money Laundering, Anti-Money Laundering at the UN Office on Drugs and Crime. And Neil has been very kind to speak to us today about the relationship and the interaction between cybercrime, money laundering, and the opioid crisis to better inform the UNODC opioid strategy. So thank you very much, Neil, for taking this time.
My pleasure.
And we have a couple of questions for you that we would be very appreciative if you could kind of guide us through the process. For example, we'd like to know, how has the Darknet influenced the opioid crisis? Or the availability of synthetic drugs, let's say. Big question.
We start with the easy ones. Thanks,
Yes.
Asma. How has the Darknet influenced the opioid crisis? So let's start from the premise of what is the Darknet. So it's the encrypted part of the internet that you can access by downloading software. It's free software, usually called Tor, the onion router. And on that is hosted Darknet markets. So typical websites, but not with the longevity that you would normally have of a Google, an Amazon, a Facebook. It's something that might be up for a day, a couple of hours, gone again.
Right.
I think if we look over the past couple of years, we saw some real influence on not just opioids, but drug trafficking, weapons trafficking in general through the Darknet. But there has been real significant law enforcement success against Darknet sites in the past year. So the principal ones until recently were Alphabay and Hansa Market, both of which were taken down last year. And recently we've seen the fall of Wall Street, and Dream Market is due to go offline as well. So the four principal ones that we've really seen in the past year are all falling down. And I think that gives us, a couple of different areas that we look at. So first off, it is not the criminal panacea.
Okay.
You can try and hide, but there are still options for law enforcement and intelligence agencies to take, and they've clearly done that, and they've done it with some success. The premise I think that often comes out is that if you're a man or a woman of badness, you can hide in the Darknet, no one can find you. As we can see, that's not true, because people have been and they've been taking them down. And in fact, in the situation of Hansa Market and Alphabay, law enforcement took over and infiltrated those markets for a period of time. So it was actually policing running the markets to gather more intelligence and evidence. So I think in summary, we can say the Darknet gave opportunities for people to get easier access to fentanyls and fentanyl types.
Right.
But now we can see that law enforcement is taking action. But also something that happened on the Darknet quite often was that it was an exit scam. It wasn't real. I could create my own Darknet site, say that I'm selling all this stuff, you send me a Bitcoin, and I don't do anything, but you don't have the Amazon complaints procedure.
Right.
So it may not have been true anyway. So we can see that it might have increased the access for some of the population, but we can see that law enforcement has taken action, and it'll be interesting to see how the market overall responds to this.
Thank you, Neil.